Question number 3. The graph below shows the temperature of a cup of coffee during a 10-minute period. Okay, so let's go ahead and just fill in some of these guys a little bit better. Okay, this guy right here is 1, so 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Here are the temperatures that are over on the left side. Okay, now notice that the coffee started out at 150 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, so we started out up top here, and then it cooled for a little bit. Okay, and then it got down to 100 degrees. Okay, and then it dropped and it cooled again, and then we finally get down to 70 degrees. So we've got these 3 points that are significant. So we're going to use this information from this graph to answer the following questions. So question A says, what is the average rate of cooling? So how much did this cool per minute? Okay, from 0 minutes to 10 minutes. So the question is how much do we change from, we'll call this guy point A up here, and we'll call this guy point B down here. Now the average rate of cooling is generated by the slope. Okay, let's keep drawing that guy. Close enough, okay. So I need the slope of this line running through here. So remember that an average rate of change is given by the slope between the objects that we're looking at. So we need these points here. So point A. Okay. Well, point A, its x value or its minute value is 0. So at time 0, it's at 150 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay. So at time 0, the coffee temperature is 150 degrees. Okay, now let's look at B. So B says after 10 minutes, our temperature is 70 degrees. So what I want now to find the average rate of change in the temperature, all I'm going to do is I'm going to take the change in the y values and divide it by the change in the x values. Well, our y values, that's change in temperature, and our x values, that's change in time. So what is our change in our temperature? Well, it's clear that we went from 150 down to 70, which is an 80 degree change. So we've got 150 minus 70. Now I could have done it in the other order, and that would have made this value negative. But now watch, I've got to be careful. If I take 150 minus 70, then I have to take 0 minus 10. If you remember when you calculate slope, these values have to line up. So this is point A, this is point B. So B is over, 70 and 10 are over one another, and A, 150 and 0 over one another. What you're going to notice here is I'm going to get 80 over negative 10, which is going to be negative 0.8. So what does that mean? Well, negative, oops, sorry, not negative 0.8, negative 8. That looks much better. Negative 8. And so what is that? Well, the top was temperature, so negative 8 degrees. The bottom is in minutes, so this is per 1 minute. Or we would say this as negative 8 degrees Fahrenheit, right? Per 1 minute. So after each minute, it looks like our coffee drops, the temperature drops by 8 degrees. Now it's not constant throughout, right? Again, if we take a look up here, it's changing throughout. Okay, but the average rate of change, which is what we're looking for, is negative 8 degrees.